Hello everyone, I'm your host Akuma, and welcome to a quick little video explaining a few Morrowind exploits. You can die in a fire. I am trying to talk to people and I stood over here so no one would talk to me. Get out of here. Freaking what else? Today we are going to talk about some Morrowind exploits. I am coming to you at first from Dirty Muriel's Corner Club in Sadrith Mora, right next to Wolverine Hall. We are going to be talking to this guy. This guy is going to be the starting point for probably the best exploit I know of so far. He sells a very special spell called Scourge Blade. The very special thing about Scourge Blade is that it is a drain skill type enchantment. Or spell, not enchantment. What am I talking about? Wow! Been a while since I did an enchantment video. You can use this spell to be able to create your own drain skill magic types. So any kind of skill that you want to drain, you can do that. Why would you want to do that? Here's where the exploit comes in. If we come all the way back up here to the top, I have created a custom spell. Man, I have a lot of spells. Called Archery Training. Drain Marksman on Self, and Fortify Marksman on Touch. This will be a 20-point spell cost, and we are going to stand right in front of him when we use this. This will drain our Marksman skill and fortify his Marksman skill. But before we do that, let's take a look at what he's got. He sells spells, he helps you make spells, and he can train you in spells. So after you buy the spell, make the one I just showed you, assuming that you have a fortified skill type of spell, and then go into training. He will train you in 3 themes: illusion, destruction, and mysticism. Interestingly enough, he's the master trainer in illusion. Let's get one more illusion point. Okay, cool. So remember those 3: illusion, destruction, and mysticism. All of them are magic types. Now, if we use this spell, suddenly he becomes a master marksman. Talk to him again while the spell is in effect, and suddenly he offers you marksman training, illusion and destruction, but no more mysticism. This is because trainers will offer you the highest amount of training that they can in their top 3 skills. Anyone marked as a trainer that the game says, okay, you can be a trainer, their top 3 are what they will be able to train you in. If they're tied, I don't know how the game would handle that. But we can suddenly get marksman training for our troubles. Now you might be noticing that his destruction assistance is going to be a lot more expensive than his marksman, even though I fortified his marksman to 100. The reason for this is, well, how much their training costs is based on your skill. So the lower your skill, the less gold it will take for them to train you. But we just used a spell which would lower our skill to 0. No matter what, and it'll wear off after 1 second, so you gotta be quick about this. So now we can train in our marksman skill up to 44. How about that? And here's something interesting as well. If we go back into training, you'll notice that destruction is the highest. Well, I've got another little point for you. If we come all the way down here to the very bottom, I've made a special little ring. Through enchantment, I have created a ring called Highway Robbery. This is exactly what it sounds like. This will fortify your mercantile by 100 points 4 times for 2 seconds. Really, you only need this to come into effect for 300 points for 1 second, but this was a little bit more reliable and I didn't have to risk going back and doing stuff all over again. So we'll do this, fortify our mercantile to 400, talk to him, and now if we train again, his destruction is a whole heck of a lot lower. We can take advantage of this in many ways. Let's go ahead and get one more training in destruction just because I freaking feel like it, and then we're going to head out here. In fact, you could probably use both of these spells together and get an even better effect. Now, initially some of you might have been thinking, why the heck would you do that? It seems like kind of a roundabout way to get yourself a discount. Well, there's more to it than that. Let's go back in here and take a look at what we've got. You can also remember that he doesn't train you in marksman, so you can force any trainer to train you in anything you want if you make your own spell. The problem with this is that you have to pay to have your own spells made. And I don't know what the effects are in that area, but you can basically turn anybody into a trainer for the skill that you want most. In addition to that, you have trained their skill to level 100, and your skill is 0, meaning they will offer you training no matter what. This includes if your skill is at 100, like my alchemy and my lawn blade, you can go to the master trainers, despite being in level 100 in these areas, and get training. Your skills will not go over 100, but the Master Trainers will have a skill of 100 themselves. And I said in another video, I don't remember which one, but trainers will always train you until you are one level above where they are. They are at level 100. They can train you to level 101. However, there is no level 101, so when you get training, your skills are at 100, no matter what. This is very important, especially for your major and minor skills. This means that you can get, essentially, infinite levels in Morrowind. There is a level cap. When all of my major and minor skills get to 100, we're done. That's our maximum level. We can't increase our stats anymore. That's it. No more. But if we take advantage of the Master Trainers, suddenly we can level up again. There are two other ways of doing this as well. Like I just showed you, purchase a skill with a drain skill effect. Get training in that skill. And it doesn't even have to be a fortify effect on the other person. You can go to somebody who has a training skill of 80 in the area that you want to increase. Whether this is to max out your higher levels, or to increase a level that they wouldn't be able to train otherwise. And this works, by the way. If you have a level 85, and the person you want to get training from is 80, drop your skill by 10 points, suddenly you can train it up by 5 again. And when the drain skill effect wears off, you're still going to have your level increase. So suddenly you went from 85 to 90 with an 80-point skill trainer. How about that? The third method of getting yourself infinite levels is to go to jail. You'll lose skill points, but it's randomized, and you won't lose levels. Train your skills back up, and you'll still level up. Now from here, let's turn around and head back into the Wolverine Hall. Well, the Wolverine Hall, there really is only one, but we're going to head into the Imperial Shrine. The Imperial Shrine is easiest to find. There's a Fighter's Guild and a Mage Guild in the Wolverine Hall, but you don't even have to go up to them. But you'll be coming in here for those places, but we want the Imperial Shrine, which is the first door we go into. Annius Arturius, should be this guy right here. If you barter with him, he will have a restocking infinite supply of ash yam, bloat, and netch leather. All of these are ingredients which will fortify your intelligence. If you watched the previous video I did about getting yourself incredibly powerful and possibly broken potions that may destroy the game in some different ways, you will know that Fortify Intelligence is probably one of the best ways to exploit the game. You can get extremely powerful potions that should not exist in the game under natural means, or you can sell them off for thousands by one potion. He's got about 10 ash yams, 5 bloat, and is that 9? Yes, 9 netch leather. Go ahead and stick all 3 of those things into your potion. For some reason I'm told that bloat, if you stick it in with the other 2, it will make the potion 3 times as powerful. I don't know why this is, but that is information that I was given. Create 1 potion, back out of your inventory, drink that potion, buy up some more ingredients if necessary, repeat the process, suddenly you've got a ton of extremely high Fortify Intelligence potions. This is going to get you so far in the game, so very fast. Just be aware that he only has 200 gold, but if we turn around,
let's set aside our right.
This guy should be able to buy potions from you, yes he will, for 250. Okay, that's only a 50-point increase, but what if you took all of these to Nelcaria of Whitehaven in Balmora? Go ahead and do that, and then turn around and buy stuff from her, like a Qualma Cuddle and Scales, and you can make a water walking potion. Those things restock in her inventory. Nelcaria also sells Racer Plumes and Trauma Root for Levitate potions. Alchemy is the easiest way to make money in Morrowind, and there are a ton of restocking vendors in Morrowind. So, go ahead and buy up their ingredients, back out of their inventory, go back in, buy the same ingredients. As long as they're not too expensive, you should be able to make a lot of money really fast. Even if you don't want to take advantage of the whole Fortify Intelligence thing to make things that are super strong and expensive, that's fine. Make some regular potions. You will at least be able to sell them off easier. Another thing about this is that there are a ton of restocking alchemy supply vendors. So there will be a big ol' list that I will link to in the video description. Go down there, click on that thing, and you will be able to see everything that you could get from all of them. Now going back to the training and fortifying skill thing, there is one thing I forgot to mention that I would like to bring up very quick. There are 3 extremely difficult skills to train yourself in. or I should say, to get training in. The first one is Armorer skill. The person who is the master trainer in Armory does not give you the option to train. If you're playing this on a PC, the bug is fixed by the Morrowind patch project. That's some big thing that fixes up a whole bunch of bugs in Morrowind, probably necessary for a lot of people who want to play the game. It may take away some exploits that you could have taken advantage of, but it's probably worth it overall, up to you guys entirely. So Armor is one of the more difficult ones to train. The next one is the Enchant skill. The Master Trainer in Enchant may attack you on sight. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. There are two ways to get around this. Either use a Calm Humanoid spell on him, and then he will be able to talk to you and you can get training. No idea if he will continue to offer training when you are done training, because then the spell will wear off by that time and he'll attack you. The third one is Medium Armor, because there is no Master Trainer for Medium Armor. But with the skills I've just shown you, you can make a Master Trainer in all three of those, as well as everything else, of course. And if you're trying to take notes on all this stuff, don't worry, scroll down to the video description again. You will be able to see the full list of Master Trainers, as well as notes about all of them if you need to see them. That way you can figure out who the best trainers would be for what you are trying to get. Now I'm going to show you a very fun exploit. We've got our highway robbery arena equipped. Let's go all the way over here. There is a second way to get the effects of what I'm about to show you, but let's just go ahead and do it this way. Let's find someone over here who has something really expensive. How about barter? Does this guy have anything really expensive on him? Not that I can initially see, so let's go over here to Erengar. Do you have anything super expensive on you? Not especially. Well, they both have emeralds, so let's see. She'll sell an emerald for 42, and this guy will sell us an emerald for 49. Okay, he'll do. So, going back over to our magic, highway robbery ring. Fortify mercantile by 400 points for 2 seconds. Again, this is overkill, but this is going to be fun. Use that sucker, go into his inventory, and I would like to buy your emerald. For how much? 25. Just 25. We cut it in half pretty much. Now I have been told that you can buy items for 0 gold and sell 1 gold for all the merchant's gold. Let's try to exploit this. At 300 mercantile, if we back out of here, can we buy it for 1 gold? No, not quite. I think that's because I actually went all the way down to 0. Let's be careful about that. Try this again. Darn it, did it again. My fingers are getting a little trigger happy in a way. Come on now, do it the right way. Slowly. Oh, hello. I bought an emerald for 1 gold. How cheap can you get? So let's try to sell him something. What do we want to sell him that we don't want? How about, let's see, an iron shield is 34, that's 320. How about a common amulet? For 1 gold, let's try to increase that. By how much? How about 20? Will that go? Oh hey, that increased our mercantile skill too. Let's try that again. This time, let's do a little bit more. Iron shield. He says, I'll buy it for 5 gold. Well, how about instead you buy it for... how much? How about 481? Sounds good to him. He just bought an iron shield for 481 gold. Like I said, this is an exploit video. In fact, we could have actually sold that common amulet for all of his gold. Single gold piece worth of item for all of his gold at 300 mercantile. You can also get this effect if you increase your personality to over 2,000 and your luck to 1,000, but I think that 300 mercantile is going to be a little bit easier to create and take advantage of. Now we're back in the Imperial Shrine. Before we get this next little bit started off, I would like to let you know of one very easy to find Master Trainer in case you're not interested in following the links or for some reason you can't. The easiest trainer to find in Master level is Heserinde, I hope I'm saying that right, in Balmora. He's involved in the Thieves Guild quest, which you have to find the Master of Security. It's pretty easy to find. He's actually in Heserinde's house. He is the Master Trainer of Security. Go ahead and get your security up to 100. Talk to him again. Keep on training. Suddenly you are at a much higher level than you really should be. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is Truenox. Specifically, those born under the sign of the Truenox. It's one of the most powerful classes in the game if you know how to use it right, but it's also one of the most difficult, because you cannot regenerate magic on your own by taking a nap. There are ways to get around this. Methods of recharging magic, like summoning an ancestral ghost to absorb magic from them, they work and they're easy, but it's time consuming and it eats up more magic in the process. As an alternative, find an Imperial cult altar or a Shrine of the Tribunal and select Restore Attributes. Now this isn't going to have any effect on me, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure, because, yeah, nothing. But that will give you maximum magic all over again. Ta-da! You just got yourself full magic. Just like that. No problem. But what if this isn't an option? Maybe you're out in the wilderness somewhere and you've got a bit of a problem. How about you drink a Drain Intelligence potion? Or some might say drink some alcohol, which has a Drain Intelligence effect. That will drain your intelligence down. When it comes back up, you should have a little bit more. But let's say you want to do something a little bit bigger than that. I've created another spell just now, actually. If we come up here to... Where are you at? Where are you at? Actually, I apologize. For some reason, the spell was not added to my inventory when I bought it the first time, and I had to buy it again. So I've created a spell called Truenox Help. This one will drain your intelligence by 100 points for just 1 second. It only costs you 10 magicka, and it's going to be very easy to cast for some reason, even though it does so much. Go ahead and cast this spell on you. Fortunately, I am not, I believe, Fortify my Intelligence. No, I've got plenty of magic, but if we use this, it will lower our intelligence to 0, and it doesn't really show for me. Probably because I'm not an Truenox. Huh, that's weird. Ah, yes, I know what the problem is here. We are wearing some things that we need to get rid of. This is a problem with the spell, so be aware of this. You may need to cast Weakness to Magicka on yourself. I've got resist magic stuff on me. I'm going to take these off, and this is going to cause me problems later on, but I don't care. I can at least do these off screen. Let's try this again. Bam! Did you see what happened to my magic just there? Now it's up to 100. Do this again. Intelligence, 0. Magicka, well, 1. It can't go all the way down to 0, it says so up in the top right corner, but when that wears off, suddenly we have our maximum intelligence and semi-maximum magicka. Simple enough. Try it again. See if I can get myself max. There it goes. 100% magicka. Now again, this does cost magic, only 10 points, so it's not too much. You probably shouldn't have to worry about it too much. I said too much twice. 3 times now. But go ahead and use this. Create your own spell for Drain Intelligence, and Truenox out there who have just a little bit of magicka left over should do alright for themselves. An alternative for this is to get your own enchanted items. Enchanted item called Truenox Help, or whatever you so desire, and give it a Drain Intelligence by 100%. That will drop your magic down. You didn't spend any magic, you just spent a little bit of a charge on a ring or anything else, maybe like your pants or something. Your pants will hurt you. Kind of chafe a little bit too. And in the process, you'll also be training up your enchant skill, so ta-da! Double help. When you get up to a really high level in the game, armor is going to be one of the toughest skills for you to train. This will be partially because you're so good at your armor and you'll be taking so little damage, but also your agility will be crazy high. My agility is a little bit too high. And agility is one of the effects that lets you determine whether you can dodge an opponent's attack or not. I'm dodging a lot of attacks, so my light armor skill will probably not go up a whole lot unless I severely hurt myself in the process. So, another way to do this is to find a whole bunch of enemies. Mud crabs are probably the worst of them all to do. But go ahead and stand in the middle of a whole bunch of enemies, leave your game alone for a little while, and then come back. Probably, oh hey, one of them got me! I'm actually surprised. Some of the most useful enchantments I've made in the game is that since your health can't replenish over time, Healing Wall will help you out a lot, or enchant an Exquisite Shirt to restore your health even faster. Or enchant everything that you have to restore your health. Just be aware that if they attack you enough times and actually end up breaking your armor, you're not going to be restoring a lot of health unless you enchanted your clothes. Go ahead and leave your game alone for a while, just don't leave it alone overnight because you gotta be aware that after they break your armor, you're probably just going to be training in unarmored skill. So make sure that your armor is fully repaired before you try this, and repair it as time goes on as well. Early on in the game, if you try to buy a whole bunch of stuff from a particular vendor, you're going to probably lose a lot of money, especially if we're talking about things like arrows or something like that. Later on, it won't be a big deal. Buy a whole bunch of chitin arrows from this guy, 500, and he will offer it to me for 160. Honestly, that's pretty darn good. Let's go ahead and take that just for the sake of talking about it. Now, if we try to sell him, he has 500 again, I guess he's a restocking vendor. If we try to sell them, why did we not buy them from him? Let's try this again. There we go. Offer. Thank you. Okay, 161. If we try to sell them all back, 161. Oddly enough, it works. Okay, but there's another way around this. How about if we try to buy them from him one at a time? Actually, that's going to take too long. Let's go down here to 40 iron arrows. That's going to be a lot faster to get through. Buy one of them, and it's only worth 1. Okay, but if we buy a whole bunch of 1 pieces from him, they're going to cost 1 gold a piece instead of... So that'll bring us up to about 40 gold. How about if we just buy them all? That's going to be less. Okay, that looks a lot better. Let's do that. But you can, again, take advantage of this as well. He's got 40 back. Again, restocking vendor. What if we sell him 1 iron arrow at a time? We could sell him the whole stack and he'd be giving us a whole lot less. But if we do it this way, we've completed a fair trade, at least as far as the game believes. And we've made a whole bunch of more money from it. Let's go ahead and sell all that off for 17 gold. How about 20? Oh, actually, he can't afford this transaction. Never mind. Let's be nice. Buy it for 14. That's what happens when you take advantage of someone a little too much. Another quick little thing. If you happen to get your Enchant skill to 110 or more via Fortify Enchant, probably the best way to do this is to use a constant effect, because this is something you will want to use a lot of. If we come over here into, yeah, it'll be down at the bottom here. You'll notice that whenever you create an item, and especially the one that we've been using today, where are you at? The Highway Robbery Ring. It's got a cost of 57 and a charge of 391. Now, if you're going to be doing quick little training or buying a whole bunch of stuff or whatever, that's really not too bad. But, again, that's going to drain the enchantment by a lot. A lot. And, yeah, that's not really all that great. But, how about if we fortify our enchanting skill to 110? I haven't made anything for this because I think it would have taken me a lot more work, and I would like to get this out on time to you guys. Get your enchant skill up to 110, and all uses of enchanted items will cost only 1 charge, regardless of their effect. Some items may claim that they take 0 or even a negative charge to use, but they will still consume 1 charge on use. This will occur due to a peculiarity in the charge cost formula that does not properly account for abnormally high enchant values. So, super strong things like this, or how about the Red Mountain Ring? What does that cost? 69 to 400? Yeah, that's even more than Highway Robbery. Funny to say it that way. Ring of Khajiit, 30 to 65. That's probably more manageable, but even so. Go ahead and beef up your enchant skill with a constant effect item. Again, maybe your shirt or pants or something that you won't remove in the middle of battle or just at a whim. Heck, you could even put on a robe for it and then be a lot more mage-like. Do that, and suddenly you've got a lot less to worry about. This even goes for weapons. If you'll remember, Goldbrand and maybe possibly Eltonbrand, they require a lot of charge, and they don't have a whole lot to them. At least Goldbrand does. Go ahead and stick yourself on a maximum enchanting, and suddenly it costs a whole lot less to use. Alright, here's the last thing that we're going to do today. I've shown you all the exploits I can think of. Now I'm going to show you something that I found out while getting ready to record this video, and oh boy, it's fun. Recently, I did a video on alchemy, how to make super powerful potions. Well, I've had some fun since then. You can see there's a lot more ingredients in my inventory, and I even found a diamond mine where I got about 65 diamonds. It was fun. It was lots of fun. And one of the most difficult potions to make in this game is invisibility. I made a super powerful invisibility potion. It also happens to fortify our speed. What you're looking at here is the ultimate thief potion. Say that you're a thief, and you get caught stealing, you're in trouble, you need to make an escape. Get outside, drink this potion, you are invisible. Your speed gets fortified by a crazy high amount. My speed, currently, with a Blinding Boots of Speed, is 299. For some reason, the game will keep on dropping me down to 99 maximum speed. I have no idea why this is, but it's a thing that happens. Also, my agility gets dropped down a little bit too. I don't know that one either. Weird, but okay. So, I drank one of these potions to just kind of play around, and I had some fun. I had a little too much fun. So, today, we're going to have some fun. Let's see now. Where is the weakest one I have? 1627, 1695. These are all under invisibility, by the way. There's no Fortify speed, or it would be about right here. So, invisibility, 570 or 547. 547 it will be. The strains are fatigued, but not by much. Let's drink this up. Now, something you got to be aware of it when you drink up these potions is two things. First of all, invisibility will be destroyed if you do anything other than run or jump. So, with the Boots of Blinding Speed, my speed is currently at 846. This is how fast I'm running. This is really, really fast. There's also a lot of loading screens. In fact, I'm not even going to edit loading screens out because this is crazy fun. And that guy needs to die. And he is dead. Something else that you need to be aware of if you increase your speed this much is that you could run through the ground, through buildings, and fall into the void. Now here's where the fun part comes in. That looks stupid funny. Just saying. That is the silliest I have ever seen anything in Morrowind. And this Kagati needs to die. Okay. Because I need a lot of Kagati hide. So yeah. This is just one potion. Now, keep this in mind. We have other potions that will fortify our speed. We've got this one over here. We've got this one right here. We also have some invisibility potions. Who cares? We've got more of these things. Let's drink up these invisibility potions. Now our speed is over 2,000. That's a lot. First thing I want to show you, while we're invisible, our enchantments can be seen. That looks pretty darn funny. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when I start moving forward. Just a tiny bit. That's a tiny bit. Oh my gosh. That was... I am at last running... I think I just ran through this... Yeah, okay, wow. This is almost too fast to control, I would say. It's like I'm pod racing in Morrowind. Oh, can I run through that rock? Let's try this. Okay, nope. And what do I look like? Okay, the game cannot keep up with me. This is amazing. Alright, so, one more thing that we're going to do, and then this episode will be over. Our invisibility spell will wear off when we do this, but this will be good. We are high up in the air. Red Mountain region. Where the heck are we? Well, we happen to be right next to Dagoth. We are what I believe is the highest point on the island. We're going to have some fun up here, right as this episode ends. Right, it's not really an episode, I should say, as this video ends. Our speed is still crazy enhanced. By a lot. Let's scroll down here. This is acrobatics. We are at 110%, being fortified by 10 via Marara's Ring. This is governed by strength. If we come over here to our inventory, we have some Fortify Strength potions as well. Also with Night Eye and Absorption, which I think are pretty darn good. Let's drink up 1, 2, 3 of these. Okay, Kevin can carry way too much now. And if we jump, that is really high. And our acrobatic skill says 110. Curious. Okay. Well, our strength is at nearly 16,000. Our speed is almost at 2,000. But how about if we improve our acrobatic skill? Some of you are going to think me insane for doing this, but I want to try this. Morrowind is almost over. There may be only one episode left. Where are you at? Let's do this. This is the last scroll of its type that I have. Here's my goal. Here is where we are. If I jump in this direction, my goal is to at least get close to Solstheim. I don't know if that's possible. What is this thing here? Alvalathi? I don't know why that's on my map. Let's use this thing and see how far we get. This only lasts for 7 seconds, so when I come down, I'm most likely going to die. My strength is enhanced, my speed is enhanced. Now our acrobatics will be 1110. Here we go. Jump! There's going to be a ton of loading screens. I'm not going to edit any of them out. We are going to find out what happens. We're over at Vimainal now. Oops! Steering a little bit. Don't crash on me, game. Don't crash on me, game. Oh! Jeez. Well, it wore off, and somehow I survived, taking how much damage? About 100 damage. And our map says, well, we didn't make it as far as I was hoping to. But let's see, 3 more of those would put me about to the coast. We could jump from Dagoth Ur to Cool with all of the Scrolls of Icarian Flight. That is pretty freaking incredible. I can't even jump anymore. I started running, tried to jump, and I couldn't jump. Can I jump? Ah, I don't know if I jumped. I'm going way too fast. Hey, Game Theory, am I going faster than Sonic is now? Yeah, I can't. I'm getting more loading screens than I am getting playing time. This is incredible. Okay, I am editing a few of them out, but wow. And for some reason I just noticed I'm heading south now. So I went from like up there down to here. Okay. This is amazing. Oh, I just thought of something. One more thing I want to do. Will it last in time? I'm not sure, but I'm going to try it. I may have to take from Aldrune to... Yeah, I'll take the Silt Strider from Aldrune to Genesis. Let's see if this works. Okay, we gotta cut ahead. Actually, they let me come to Cool, which was going to be much closer. I just need to point in the right direction. Come on now. Come on now. I'm sure some of you are going to wonder if this is possible. Now we're going to see if it is. I have a constant water walking spell pants. I'm going to point myself in the direction of Solstheim and see if it's possible to run there, if I don't run into anything else on the way. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Where am I now? Okay, let's just point ourselves perfectly, and we'll run. Will I get there? I don't know. Is there anything between here and there? No. In fact, our map says X. Ooh, there's a little something on our map here. No idea what that is, but it looks like we're almost there. Getting to Solstheim. Yep, Solstheim. In Sinfir Plains. That's a lot of wolves. Hi, Wolfie! I think I just ran through them. That really should have killed them all, but... Yeah, okay. This is a thing. Going this fast is a thing. Okay, what's he look like? Oh, it's beautiful. Back up, back up, back up. Run forward, run forward, run forward. Okay, this had to be included. And this was probably the easiest way I could include it somewhere. But this is... Okay, yeah, that... Okay, Kevin's dance skills have accidentally come out. That is going to be it for this video. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. If not for the exploits, at least for this last half. This has been incredible. Thank you everyone for joining me for this very strange Morrowind video. And it was really fun too. Whoop! I jumped right over, swims and swells, I think. Wherever he is. There he is. Man, I change directions so easily, I don't even know when I'm doing it. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Oh boy. Have an awesome day and come back for the Morrowind finale, which should be very, very soon. Take care.